Dinosaurs are some of the most fascinating creatures to
Not again, Brightside. Oh my goodness.
have ever walked Earth. It's a shame that we won't be able to have Jurassic Park, where we can see some of the coolest creatures come to life.
Jurassic Park is a fictional movie, and lots of models are not accurate in terms of paleontology.
But we are actually living with some creatures that are just as old as dinosaurs, such as crocodiles and sharks. They haven't changed much since they appeared millions of years ago. But most dinos didn't make it when the asteroid struck Earth.
Surprised you got it right, since birds managed to survive the asteroid, although the birds were also pretty hard hit.
In a way, the asteroid was a giant
What is this creature supposed to be?
reset button for the planet. After hitting Earth, this space traveler wiped out almost every living thing. The sky was covered with ash, which blocked out sun rays. That meant that plants couldn't grow, and this made a lot of herbivores, really hungry. As a result,
What is this supposed to be? I think that's supposed to be Beelzebufo.
they had to change their diet and adapt to the new changes. This forced some of those dinosaurs to take on a new path in life, turning into some modern animals we know today. If the asteroid had changed its course just a bit, then dinosaurs would have remained the dominant species.
In the map, it shows the same dinosaur logo thing. Okay, so you probably didn't mean that. Also, these continents are inaccurate. Even if it's 66 million years ago, the continents would still look a bit different from today.
So, what would have happened if dinosaurs had stuck around? Well, first of all, evolution would have played out differently for them. Maybe during those millions of years, humans would not have evolved to be on top of the food chain.
Because mammals wouldn't evolve that much and become as big as they are today because of competition from dinosaurs, like dinosaurs top of the food chain.
Imagine a world where dinosaurs still existed today. If
Nah, fam, dinosaurs wouldn't look like humans. Dinosaurs wouldn't evolve into humanoid-like creatures. To answer the title, how dinosaurs could have evolved if they never went extinct, this is an extremely difficult question, and it hasn't even been explored by the expert paleontologists yet, or even scientists in general. How do we even answer this question?
dinosaurs had evolved as humans did, then we'd have to compete with them. There were multiple species of humans, but Homo sapiens, also known as us, prevailed.
I'm assuming you're basing it all off from the Troodon evolutionary theory thing.
A humanoid dino, or dinoid, would
Crazy name.
be something strange. First of all, they would look different, more reptilian than us. Our brain sizes would differ, and they would be physically bigger and stronger.
How could have dudes just evolved into humanoid-like creatures?
Putting a human and a dinoid side by side would be interesting. First of all, dinoids would have scales, as opposed to human skin.
I guess you got that out of raptors being as scaly as they are in Jurassic Park.
And their teeth would be sharper. They would probably not have 5 fingers on each hand, and their nails would be sharp claws.
Genuinely, I kinda like this Brightside narrator. Like, he is working for a shady channel, but, it's Brightside's most iconic narrator. And he's quite cool, not annoying like the dude in A Dinosaur That Could Be T-Rex in the fight that looks more like AI-generated voice. Sorry.
Also, we don't know what they would sound like, but they'd possibly be guttural like crocodiles. Dinosaurs had very good vision compared to mammals, so it's possible we'd see dinoids with large eyes. The population of Earth has reached a staggering 8 billion people, and we've changed our environment to suit our needs. With that said, if dinoids were the dominant creatures, then the environment would be suited for them.
In what way? Okay. Like those quote-unquote dinoids and humans would still have vastly different anatomies.
Speaking of physical features, scientists predicted what dinoids would look like if they had evolved into intelligent creatures that walked upright and had opposable thumbs. These wiggly thumbs are important for evolution, since they helped humans start using tools for defending themselves and hunting.
Given that those fingers are still claws, I have no idea if the quote-unquote dinoids would actually be able to adapt the same way as humans do.
The creature may not look like the ideal reptile, and its appearance might not be flattering. But if dinosaurs had evolved, then these creatures could be your classmate or colleague at work. Not all dinosaurs were alike, as their fossils have shown. Some were gigantic, while others resembled any modern-day animal. The biggest land-walking dinosaur was the Titanosaur,
aka the biggest dinosaur, Argentinosaurus. Look at this head. This doesn't look like an Argentinosaurus or any Titanosaur.
although the measurements are only rough estimates based on fossilized bones. It's estimated that the dino was around 122 feet long and lived between 100 to 95 million years ago.
Argentinosaurus was not that long. Also, it lived from 96 to 92 million years ago.
It was so massive that its weight was equivalent to 18 modern-day elephants.
Around 81 to 84 tons.
There were dinosaurs all over the world in different time eras.
What is this model? Okay, I know this is supposed to be a fictional model, but come on.
Climates and landscapes. However, only a handful were known as giants. But though they excelled in body size, they lacked in brain size. Some of the most well-known dinosaurs, like the Allosaurus and Stegosaurus, had very small brains.
Okay, so what is this model from? I believe it's from a game of some sort. I don't know what game it is, though.
Like me, which means it would have been nearly impossible for them to properly evolve into intelligent beings. Tell me about it. But in the late Cretaceous period, the T-Rex roamed the land. It had larger brains than its Allosaurus counterparts.
Okay, so dinosaurs' brains do not look like human brains, and also the Allosaurus and Stegosaurus brain size is the same. I know, like, okay, Stego's brain is supposed to be smaller. Okay, I know Stego's brain is small and walnut-sized, but, you know, it doesn't have to have a big brain when it could simply rely on its Thagomizer,
which were millions of years behind. Even so, the T-Rex's brain only weighed just under a pound. A human brain is nearly 3 pounds. It might have been cool to see a T-Rex evolve into an intelligent being with opposable thumbs on its tiny stick hands. Contrary to popular belief, the T-Rex was actually quite slow, and a human could have easily outrun it.
Not like that. The person is jogging, the T-Rex is walking.
So, we know that these days, they wouldn't belong in any competitive sports that involve running. We know that dinosaurs could be herbivores and carnivores. But throughout their evolution, one thing remained the same. They had small brains. Other forms of dinosaurs were around too, such as long-legged and horned dinosaurs. Either way, they were.
Okay, so Quetzalcoatlus is not a dinosaur, it is a pterosaur.
On top of the food chain, even when little mammals had cameo appearances. We have to consider that when the asteroid struck and wiped out dinosaurs, mammals took over the scene.
Mammals were also very hard hit by the asteroid. They only recovered once the dust settled, making them be able to evolve into stuff like elephants, rhinos, lions, and us.
If dinosaurs and mammals had shared the dominant position in the food chain and had followed a similar path in their evolution.
What on earth? Do you know how evolution works in general?
Then today's reality would be completely different than what we have now. Dinosaurs would have bigger brains and would compete with humans for the title of the smartest creature. One of the reasons why humans and parrots can talk is because of the strength and shape of our tongues. The evolved dinosaurs would have a different skull, shaped to fit such a tongue if they wanted to talk like humans.
I have no idea if they would develop the larynx tongues and everything that allows them to talk just like humans. Most likely not, actually.
One of the reasons why humans made it to where we are now is because we evolved to stand upright to detect predators. This was one challenge we had to overcome in order to survive. But what would dinosaurs need to challenge if they were already the most dominant creatures?
Mammals wouldn't evolve, so dinosaurs continue to dominate the land, sea reptiles continue to dominate the sea, while pterosaurs continue to dominate the skies.
Some of the big-brained dinosaurs had long legs, which means they could run fast, detect predators, and grab food that otherwise would be beyond their reach. Their evolutionary path would be very different from that of humans, and maybe even more advanced. Their brains could have evolved into something impressive. They could turn out smarter than us and possess quicker reflexes. Imagine dinosaurs discovering gravity instead of Isaac Newton.
How does that even work? So many questions just popped into my mind. I cannot answer them all. I don't know what to say.
Or a dinosaur writing plays and poems better than William Shakespeare. Imagine dinosaurs possessing the creative knowledge to produce some of the finest art in history.
I don't know how something like a T-Rex, Gallimimus, Therizinosaurus, etc. would evolve into a humanoid, not even Troodon, that doesn't even exist.
Music and cinema would revolve around dinosaur culture, and fashion would look otherworldly. We would live in peace with dinoids, but we would certainly compete with them.
At this point, why am I even trying to say anything about this video anymore? These are just purely fictional, but also without any research on how evolution works in general.
The World Cup would feature dinosaurs and humans playing for their national teams, but clubs would be exclusively human or dinosaur. Some professions would be dominated solely by one species, and more physically demanding jobs would be taken by dinosaurs, like laborers and security guards. Eventually, dinosaurs would take over the world.
You just foreshadowed that dinosaurs and humans would live in harmony for quite a long while. I'm surprised that dinosaurs would take over the world a long time after their human competitors start to not live with harmony with dinoids together.
Since they would be physically stronger than humans and would have better advantages than us. Humans, on the other hand, would need to figure out a way to keep up with dinosaurs.
There wouldn't even be humans because mammals wouldn't evolve because dinosaurs would continue to dominate even though they would still take a big hit in a supposed KPG extinction event. The alternate KPG extinction event where the dinosaur population would continue to decline. However, no asteroid would wipe out the non-avian dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs would therefore naturally resurge back.
Mammals had a different path of evolution, where they never became gigantic super beasts as dinosaurs did. Instead, their brains developed and grew big.
Guy, you don't know how evolution works. The end.
But even though humans are the smartest creatures on the planet, we don't have the biggest brain. Animals like orcas, whales, elephants, and other apes have bigger brains here. So why are we smarter than them?
Brain proportionate to body size.
The answer is we don't know. The brain is the most complex organ we have, and we know so little about it. We don't even know exactly why it's so complex or why it behaves like that. Today's dinosaur descendants, like crows and parrots,
Okay, just because birds descended from dinosaurs doesn't mean that what you're shown here is correct. Birds evolved from the Coelurosaurians, and this Allosaurus over here is not a Coelurosaurian.
have complex brains, which allows them to communicate, use tools, and even count. Bigger doesn't always mean better in this case. A parrot's brain is smaller than a cat's, but it's far more complex and intelligent than that of any feline out there. Some scientists argue that dinosaurs from the movies aren't 100% accurate.
Okay, isn't that obvious? Did I hear are or aren't? Okay. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say aren't. Okay, you're just stating the obvious at this point.
And that they used to have feathers. In terms of evolution, some small feathered dinos might have followed the path of primates. They might have evolved into a tree-dwelling primate that may also have followed the path of becoming another species of human.
So that is the end of the video. One of the most bewildering paleontology videos I've ever seen. Okay, so please don't check out their video just to send hate comments to them. I don't want to get myself banned. I don't want to get banned. Please, just don't. But just know that their videos are absolutely clickbait and horrible. No need to spread hate towards them. Thanks. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you all next time.